Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about another type of validity, which is face validity. So, what is face validity? If there is a test or any kind of assessment tool that claims to measure something, the question is, does it appear to measure that construct? And that's what we call it face validity. So the key word to remember here is, does it appear to measure what it claims to measure? So again, the idea of the face, does it appear to do that? So if you are using any test, let's say you are using an intelligence test or a test which measures, let's say, anxiety, or any kind of test that you are using, assessment you are using, when you read the items of that scale, does those items appear to measure what it claims to measure? So if I'm using a scale that claims to measure self-esteem, so when I'm reading the items, as a person who is taking the test, does it appear to measure self-esteem? If it does appear, then we can say this scale, this test, this questionnaire has face validity. If it does not, then we can say like it does not have face validity. Let's understand it further with another example. So let's say if there is a test which claims to measure self-compassion, and so let's say this test is self-compassion scale. And I'm talking about this test because I used this test in my dissertation study. So I clearly remember this scale that I used. So, and I can just pull it up on my cell phone and look at all the items. So let me look at all the items which this test has. And so there are total 12 items on this scale, and this is called self-compassion scale. And it has 12 items on it on a Likert scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is almost never to 6 is almost always. So a 5-point Likert scale. Now let me read some items for you, and as I'm reading these items, just think about, does it appear to measure self-compassion? So the first item is, when I fail at something important to me, I become consumed by feelings of inadequacy. I repeat it again. When I fail at something important to me, I become consumed by feelings of inadequacy. What do you think? It does seem to talk about people like, when you don't have self-compassion, whenever you fail at something, you are consumed by the thoughts of like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm a failure. So this item seems to measure self-compassion. Let's try another item. I try to be understanding and patient towards those aspects of my personality that I do not like. Again, if somebody says, yes, it's like me, then it seems that this person is more patient with himself, herself, so maybe having self-compassion for themselves. Let's look at another item. When something painful happens, I try to take a balanced view of the situation. So all these 3 items that I read, you can guess that they seem to measure one's attitude and experience about self-compassion. So this is what we call it face validity. When a test, a questionnaire appears to measure what it claims to measure, we call that this test has face validity. I hope it clarifies what face validity is, and I'll see you in another video talking about another aspect of reliability and validity. Till then, have a good rest of the day. See you again.